Liverpool's home kit for next season was leaked. Nike kind of went simplistic with this one, but there's also a bunch of other kits that were leaked over social media. I'm going to give you my reaction to all those, and we're going to get into which players in the Liverpool youth system as well as loanees have a chance to finally break into the first team in this upcoming season. Let's get into it. What's up, Reds? Welcome back to another Sunday Summary. My name is Kyle, and we are going to get into breaking down these leaked kits. First off, the home kit, it looks pretty good, okay? Nike went very simplistic with this. One thing I do like is how they included the teal green from our crest in the sleeves and on the collar, of course, as you can see. And me personally, I like a deeper red. When you look at the collar from not this past season, but the season before, the collar and the color of the shirt was a deep red. I'm a big fan of that deep red. Also, if you look into this leaked third kit, okay, this may be the best Liverpool kit I've ever seen, and I'm not even going to lie to you, okay? This kit is quality. It's got the 6 stars above the Liverbird, which is perfect. It's got the transparent LFC crest logo looking thing on the shirt. It's a quality color. The red and kind of the goldish yellow blend perfectly. I think it's an awesome kit. Now, of course, if you look at New Balance's leaked kits that Liverpool were going to have for this upcoming season, they look horrible. I'm so glad we went with Nike, to be completely honest with you guys. Another thing I want to mention, I am never shaving again. I look like a baby, so I just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, back to the kits. So the second kit that's been leaked is that tealish, weird faded kit, okay? You'll be seeing a picture of it now. But really, it's not even that great. I don't like the collar. Who knows if any of these kits, first off, are legit. My thing is that the home kit is very simplistic. My chances are that's the home kit. But then if you look at this third kit that's leaked, I'm a huge fan. I really hope that that's the kit that they go with. So guys, let me know down below in the comment section what you think of some of these kits, okay? Which kits you like, which kits you don't, what you wish they did, all of the sort. Now, let's get into which players can finally break in to the Liverpool first team. First off, Marco Grouch. Marco Grouch was Jurgen Klopp's first signing. Now, what's important about this is he's been on loan virtually every single year since he's been at the club. He just turned 24 in March. In 1920 and the previous season, he's been playing over in the German league for Hertha Berlin. And to my knowledge, he's been doing excellent over there. He's absolutely filling that center defensive mid role. It's exactly what they want, and actually they wanted to sign him from us, but came up with a deal. We said, hey, go on loan, see how you do, and come back. Me, personally, I want to see Grouch become a backup to Fabinho. I think he's the perfect player to back up Fabinho, and that way we don't have to put Wijnaldum or Henderson in that CDM role anymore. Getting into some of his stats, he played 20 games this past season for Hertha Berlin. He had 3 goals and 1 assist. Now, if you compare that to Fabinho only had 1 goal and 1 assist in the same amount of appearances. It's a more intense league. Maybe the roles are different because Grouch does get a little more forward over there. Fabinho kind of stays back. He doesn't quite break into the final third, but you do see him on the outside of the box from time to time. So I think that if Grouch is brought back, he's at the age where he needs to break into the first team, and I think he can do a solid job as an FA Cup center defensive mid, maybe an EFL Cup center defensive mid, and maybe a substitution if you wanted to go for a more defensive role late in the game. Moving forward, Curtis Jones, the captain of the U23s, had an excellent season at 19 years old. He played in 14 games. He had 9 goals and 5 assists. He played in the center mid role, center attacking mid, and he also played over on the left mid, which we've seen Klopp put him in preseason and other games like it. If you compare Curtis Jones to, let's say, a Chamberlain has 21 appearances and he has 3 goals, no assists, nothing like that. And then if you look at Keita, he has 9 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist. So the production value for Curtis Jones, of course, it's at a different level, but it's there. He does captain the side at 19 years old for the U23. So he, in my opinion, him and Grouch stand the best chance of breaking into the side. I think we could use Curtis Jones as that attacking midfield role. Now, the thing is, he's probably going to be a sub, or he's going to do the same exact role in the FA Cup, EFL Cup. I think he could be a crucial player in those games, along with Minamino and Keita and Chamberlain and players like that. I think he can really excel in that role. So those are the 2 players that I really think stand a good chance of being in our first team next season. Now, what I did want to mention is Harry Wilson, Harvey Elliott, Ryan Brewster, Kiana Hoover, Usurlo Ruchi, and then some other players. But those are the players that are top tier in terms of our youth players. So let's get into Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson, of course, we put him on loan at Bournemouth. And now at Bournemouth, he did great, but you got to understand, Harry Wilson is also at that age where he needs to make things happen. It's kind of like Grouch, okay? Both of them have excelled on loan. But I was talking about this before. Harry Wilson is very limited, okay? He takes free kicks with his left foot. He's a great winger. He doesn't necessarily excel in one area, okay? Looking at his stats, okay? 23 games for Bournemouth. He had 6 goals, no assists, but he did have 2 assists in the FA Cup. Most of his goals were scored at the start of the season. Now, I'm personally a fan of Harry Wilson, but I just don't think he's going to be anything more than an EFL Cup player, if we don't loan him out or sell him before then. That's my personal opinion, and it's because we have better winger options, or we'll bring in someone who is more productive. Now, Harvey Elliott, we've seen him. We've seen him break in the FA Cup, and I think he, more so than Harry Wilson, will get that starting lineup. Mainly because he's more creative, he's quicker on the ball, and he can shoot. I know Harry Wilson can whip it with his left foot, but Harvey Elliott can shoot with both feet. And let's look at his stats, people. Harvey Elliott is 17 years old. He had 12 appearances in the U23s. He had 2 goals, 4 assists, but he also had goals and assists in the UEFA Youth League. He had 1 goal and 5 assists. And he also had 1 goal in the EFL Trophy. The stats speak for themselves. When he plays, he's more productive than a Harry Wilson, okay? Now, of course, it was a lower league, okay? You have to take that into account. Harry Wilson was playing for a lower side with Bournemouth in the Premier League. So that does have to be taken into account. But me personally, I think Harvey Elliott is more proven at the Premier League level just because of what I've seen with the eye test. Now, Ryan Brewster, here's another player that's right on that fringe, but he's younger than Harry Wilson, so he does have time. Me personally, I think we'll loan him out next season, especially because we'll probably get a Timo Werner, something like that in this upcoming season. So with Ryan Brewster, halfway through the season, we loaned him out to Swansea, so he has split stats. He's 20 years old. In the Championship, he has 11 appearances, 4 goals, no assists, but in the U23s, he had 7 appearances, 4 goals, 1 assist, and 1 goal in the UEFA Youth League. So he does produce from that striker position. The problem is his age, and I haven't seen enough of Ryan Brewster to really give him a firm, is he going to break into the side or not? And I think that's really where we're at with him. I think what's going to happen is Klopp is probably going to loan him out again, and he probably won't break into the side until he's 22, 23. Of course, he'll get those, cameo appearances in the EFL Cup or maybe the FA Cup, but me personally, I think that he's going to be loaned out again next season. Now, let's get into some of the defenders. We got Kiana Hoover and Usurlo Ruchi, 2 of my favorite fullbacks, okay? And of course, Hoover can play at the center back, but I think he's more useful at the right back position. So Hoover, he's 18 years old. He has 1 goal in the EFL Cup, no goals and 7 appearances for the U23s. But I have seen him play in the EFL Cup and preseason, and the same goes for Ruchi. I think Kiana Hoover is very creative from that right back position as far as getting the ball forward. He has great feet. He can dribble on the ball. He can pass. His defending is really good. If you've seen him in preseason as well as in the EFL Cup, he's very good. I think he stands a chance to pretty much stay in the role he's in now, where he gets those cameo appearances in the EFL Cup. Maybe he'll get, a reserve spot, something like that. But I think he's a future player. And the same thing goes for Ruchi. Remember, they're both 18 and 19 years old. So they're probably a little behind where you would say a Ryan Brewster is or a Harvey Elliott, in my opinion, just because of what we've seen. However, I think Kiana Hoover stands an excellent chance of being that backup right back, considering who knows what's going to happen with Nathaniel Klein. Now, Usurlo Ruchi, okay, 19 years old. He has 10 appearances for the U23s. He had 5 appearances in the UEFA Youth League with 1 goal and 1 assist. Now, he is a left back. Now, one game that really sticks out in my head and why he's one of my favorites, when we played in preseason against Sevilla at Fenway Park, he was getting forward and creating havoc for their defense, okay? He can really push forward. He's kind of like a combination, in my opinion, of a Alberto Moreno and a Robertson without the mistakes that Moreno made, okay? Ruchi seems very energetic, but he also has the work rate to play on both sides of the ball. Now, that's why I think him and Hoover stand the best chance of getting into the first team. Now, of course, Nico Williams, another great option, but I think these two players, in my opinion, stand the best chance. They're the most ready, they're the most dynamic, they can play different aspects of the game. They can get forward, they can get back, they can pass, they can run with the ball. All of those play important roles, especially at the fullback position. Now, I did want to give honorable mentions to a few loanees that have kind of fallen off but are still worth mentioning. Case in point, Ben Woodburn. Ben Woodburn spent a season on loan at Oxford United. It's kind of a bad move for him, but he really needed time to, come back to where he was a couple seasons ago. Because a couple seasons ago, he was playing the role that Curtis Jones was. He was coming on, he was producing for us in those EFL Cup games, but recently he just kind of fell off. Some other players worth noting, we got Vandenberg at the back, Kelleher in goal. Some of these players are they're players you notice, but they're still youth system players and they need time to grow. And like I mentioned before, Nico Williams as well as Chiravella. Chiravella, man, it seems like we've had him for a decade, and he's just average. That's all he is. He's average. I think he will play with that U23 side as long as he can, and he'll probably make an appearance in the EFL Cup like he did this past season. But to be honest with you, I think what's going to end up happening is Klopp is going to sell him and Grouch is going to fill in that role. So guys, I hope you liked the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And if you liked the video, leave it a like. Comment your thoughts on all my opinions. If you have another player that you think stands a better chance of getting into the first team, let me know in the comment section below. And again, thanks for tuning in today, guys. And be on the lookout for more Liverpool videos. Again, hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss a notification. Take care.